And basically what happens in that experiment is that it's a reaction between calcium and acid. And calcium carbonate is basically a rock that doesn't dissolve in water, but will start to slowly dissolve in any kind of acid. When a form of acid is touching calcium, it will slowly, or depending on the kind of calcium, fastly, it will dissolve the calcium away. And when calcium's in water, though, it pretty much just kind of stays the same. And for my procedure, here is a container filled with water, and that's just a plain old chicken egg. And here is a container filled with vinegar, and that's also a chicken egg, but it looks kind of weird. And they have been sitting for 3 days. And so, after that, I'm going to take the eggs out. Here's the one that's been sitting in water. So, basically, this is like just as hard, like a normal egg. So if you like smash it, it will break. Like here. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but like it breaks like a normal egg. And it's kind of gross because it's been sitting in room temperature. And now this is the egg that's been sitting in vinegar, and this is kind of how the reaction chemical thing happens. That is kind of gross. That's the egg. And it looks like it got kind of bigger. And see, like you can kind of tell. I don't want to bounce it too far because I tested these out before and they will break sort of, but it like bounces almost like a bouncy ball. And so basically the shell was dissolved by the vinegar, and that's why it appears a little translucent and you can kind of see the yolk. And that's why it's bouncy. The vinegar that's kind of the chemical reaction that it made. And conclusion really is when a chicken egg is added to vinegar, a chemical reaction will happen, making the egg somewhat bouncy. A chicken egg in water will remain basically in the same state that it was when you put it in the water. And the reaction to the vinegar egg is due to acid in the vinegar called acetic acid, and the acid reacted with the high calcium content of the eggshell, and that's why it kind of formed like a little I don't know what you'd call this, but a little skin that made it bouncy. And inside, if you go deep enough, it's still like liquid form, but yeah, the outside is pretty like a rubbery consistency. And that is basically what happens in the egg bounce experiment. And voila!